Students, welcome back to MJC Learning. We are going to continue our 8th chapter of chemistry, that is transition and inner transition elements. So let's begin. In our previous video lectures, we were discussing about trends in atomic properties of transition series, which is also known as D block elements, in which we discussed some of the properties of first transition series, which were atomic and ionic radii, ionization enthalpy, metallic character, magnetic properties, color, catalytic properties. Now we are going to discuss two more properties of transition elements, that is formation of interstitial compounds and formation of alloys. As we have already discussed that nearly all the transition metals have simple hexagonal closed pack, cubic closed pack or body centered cubic lattice structure. Means D block elements form a crystal structure, or we can say that they tend to form a definite structure. And we know that these structures are BCC, FCC and HCP. In the crystal structure, the metals atom are arranged in a particular arrangement in a cubic cell. So as you can see, the arrangement of atom are very particular in the lattice crystal structure. And when these atoms are arranged, there is always a formation of void, means hole. As you can see here, if these atoms are arranged, then there is a formation of void or gap in between these atoms. This is tetrahedral void and this is octahedral void. Or we can say that there is some space in between these atoms. Why? Because they can't occupy while packing together. So this space these atoms can't occupy while making the structure. These voids are also known as interstitial spaces. So there are some special type of compound that transition metal tend to form. These compounds are interstitial compounds. So these compounds are very specific for D and F block elements. When these type of metals which have definite structure come in a contact with a small atoms like carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen, these small atoms go and get stuck into the voids in between the structure. So as you can see, these are the atoms of metal and these are the small atoms of maybe hydrogen, carbon or nitrogen. So these small atoms get stuck and remain permanently inside these void. So these atoms form interstitial compound. There is no ionic or covalent bond between them. So formation of interstitial compound. What are interstitial compound? As we discussed, you can see here in this crystal structure of iron atom, there is a carbon atom present there which is got stuck in the void or gap between the iron atom. So carbon atom in red color fitting in between the larger iron atoms. So this is the formation of interstitial compound. So the compounds formed when small atom of hydrogen, carbon or nitrogen get trapped inside the crystal lattice of metals are known as interstitial compound. Transition metals react with elements such as hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, boron, etc. to form interstitial compound. As vacant spaces of transition metal are filled up by small atoms, these compounds are hard and rigid. As you can see, these are the atoms of transition metals which are filled up by the small atoms, maybe it is carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen. So these are the interstitial compound which is very hard and rigid. The chemical properties of transition metals or parent transition metal are not altered during the formation of interstitial compounds. However, there are various changes in the physical properties such as density, rigidity, hardness, malleability, ductility, and electrical conductivity, etc. Steel and cast iron are the interstitial compounds of iron, which are formed with carbon. In the formation of these compounds, the malleability and ductility of iron are lost, means the physical properties are changed, but the tenacity of the metal increases, means grip of the metal increases. These are the some examples of interstitial compounds. When there is a formation of interstitial compound take place, the chemical properties of metal are not changed, but their physical properties changes. So following are the some properties of interstitial compounds. They are hard and good conductors of heat and electricity. The chemical properties are similar to the parent metal. Their melting points are higher than the pure metals. Their density are less than the parent metal. The metallic carbides, means compounds of metal and carbon, are chemically inert and extremely hard as diamond. Hydrides, means compounds of hydrogen and metal of transition metals, are good as powerful reducing agent. Alloys. What are alloys? So a mixture of metal and a metal with another element is commonly known as alloy. These are some example givens of metal alloys. Transition elements form alloys both with other d block elements and other elements. Because of similar atomic radii, transition metals of d block elements easily form alloys. So the atomic sizes of transition metals are very similar to each other, and this attributes to their nature of forming alloys. As the atomic sizes are very similar, one metal can replace the other metal from its lattice and form a solid solution. This solid solution is known as alloy. As you can see, this is one metal with a lattice structure and atoms are arranged properly in a particular manner, and this is the another structure or another metal with a lattice structure in which atoms are arranged. So they both have same atomic radii, same lattice structure and similar chemical property. So when we add or mix these two different metal, there is a formation of alloy, in which the one metal, metal B, replaces the metal A atoms from its lattice structure and form a solid solution which is known as alloy. So transition metals form alloys where atoms of one element or one metal are distributed randomly in a lattice of another metal. There are two types of alloy. First is ferrous and non-ferrous alloy. So ferrous alloy usually contain iron. So ferrous alloy have atom of other element distributed randomly in the atom of iron in the mixture. As percentage of iron is more, they termed as ferrous alloy. For example, nickel steel, chromium steel, cobalt, silver, gallium, bismuth, gold, zirconium and stainless steel. All steels have 2% carbon in it. As you can see, this is the lattice structure of one of the ferrous alloy, in which the white atoms are of Fe and this blue atoms are of Ni. So as you can see, the percentage of white atom means Fe atom is more, so hence it is a ferrous alloy. there is a 2% of carbon in it. Now second type is non-ferrous alloy. So non-ferrous alloy are those which do not contain iron. So non-ferrous alloy are formed by mixing atoms of transition metal other than iron with a non-transition element. For example, brass, which is an alloy of copper and zinc. There are some more examples of non-ferrous alloy: aluminium, bronze, tin, nickel, copper, titanium, magnesium are some regular non-ferrous alloy. As you can see in this lattice structure, alloy formed by copper and zinc metal. So this white atom is of copper and this is zinc. Ferrous and non-ferrous alloys are many industrial importance. So let's see some uses of alloy. Bronze, an alloy of copper and tin, is tough, strong and corrosion resistant. It is used for making statues, medals and trophies. Cupranickel, an alloy of copper and nickel, is used for making machinery parts of marine ships and boats. For example, marine condenser tubes. Stainless steels are used in the construction of the outer fuselage of ultra-high speed aircraft. Nichrome, an alloy of nickel and chromium, is in the ratio of 80-20, has been developed specifically for gas turbine engines. Titanium alloys withstand stress up to high temperature. Means titanium remains undamaged or unaffected to high temperature and are used for ultra high speed flights. Fireproof bulkheads means barrier between the compartments of ship and aircraft, and exhaust struts. Simply, titanium alloy uses in ship and aircraft. So there are many uses of metal alloys which are formed by the transition elements. Thank you.